Welcome everybody. I am Ron Mercado. I'm the digital marketing strategist for AutoGrow. Today we are talking about 5 recruiting strategies to attract top talent for your business. Let's jump right into it. So recruiting strategy number 1, you got to treat your hiring process as a hiring funnel and your candidates as the leads. Okay, so if we think about a sales funnel, right, what's happening in a sales funnel? We're building out these specific steps that hopefully will lead the user from point A to point B, to our goal, our destination, where we want everybody to end up. So in that sales funnel, we do a lot of data, we collect a lot of data, we do a lot of work on optimizing, changing different pieces, really making sure that we're trying to attract the right people to our business, our right clients, so that we can work with them on a long-term basis. They can keep paying us every month and we can create the sustainable long-term business growth, right? We got to think of the sales process as the exact same thing. You're treating the whole process as a funnel, and your candidates are your leads, and you want to make sure you're talking to the right people and you're doing everything you can in order to attract those leads. 75% of resumes are rejected before they even reach the hiring manager, according to Top Resume. 75% of resumes, that's a lot of resumes. Why does that happen? Because people are setting up their funnels in order to attract the right people and disqualify everybody else. You don't want to attract people that are going to not work for your company. So that's what the whole idea behind a hiring funnel is. Make sure that you have a process for people to send in an initial application. Make sure you have maybe a skills test you want them to complete before they actually go into a actual call with you to see if they're the right fit. Go through a process of interviews, right? And in every step of the way, you want to make sure that your language is correct and right for who you are trying to attract and what you want out of that person. And you also want to make sure that the overall design, overall aesthetic is kind of matching from each phase, so that the person feels like, okay, this is organized. This is a company I want to work for. I want to do good work. As much effort as you put into that process, you're setting expectations for what that person is going to go into the job and how they're going to feel about the work that they're doing. If you're setting a high bar in the hiring funnel, people are going to go into that job and they're going to start performing at a high level because they have already this impression on them that things are made in a certain way. There's a certain level of quality you have to reach if you want to become part of this company, and that's all made through a hiring funnel. Okay, recruiting strategy number 2, write a persuasive job ad and post it on key job posting sites, right? So we have to think of the applicants also as our prospects. They're our leads, they're our prospects, they're coming into us. We have to do what we can to get to them, reach them, show visibility about who we are, right? One of the best ways to do that is to go to a job posting site and write a really great ad post and put it out there, see who responds to you. Same kind of process as an Upwork or not so much Fiverr, but more of the Upwork platform where people are throwing out job ads and you're responding to them. Freelancers can go respond. You're kind of doing the same thing, but on a higher level. You're doing it on this, that we're a company, we're looking for an actual employee for our company. This is not a one-off gig. We actually want you to come in and contribute, right? So there are a million different job application posting sites you can join and go into, but do a little bit of research for the top 3, the top 5, right? And go set up some accounts with these sites, go post up the job ad and see who responds, see who's actually coming in. Not only is that going to help you find the next candidate, but it also is data. It's the same thing as if you threw up a bunch of Facebook ads, right? And you launched them to your demographics and you saw which ads are performing well. It's the same thing with your job post ads. Which ads are attracting the people that I really want to work with? Why is that ad working the way it does? What is it saying in that copy that's making somebody feel like, oh, this job is for me. This is how I should move forward. So again, write that persuasive job ad post, go to a really popular job posting site, throw it out there, gather some data, understand who you're talking to, and if you're lucky, you're going to find that person right off the bat. That's going to be perfect. Recruiting strategy number 3, weed out applicants who aren't a fit by interviewing them. Just interview them. Take a couple seconds, right? Make some time out of a day to actually talk to this person one-on-one. Video technology is being used 60% of the time with hiring managers and recruiters, according to the company Recruiter. Okay, 60% is using video technology for their hiring process. That's a lot. That is a lot, and a lot. And that's exactly where the trend is heading. It's heading into this ability to be able to interview anywhere, anyone, anytime, anywhere. And that power is immense. It's very huge. And you can do this with anyone around the world. You can do this with somebody in your neighborhood. You could do this whatever. And these recent times have really showed us, especially as business owners, how important that process can be, right? It's no longer easy to just go meet somebody down the street. It's no longer easy to just go call somebody and set something up and you have a little in-person coffee shop meet or whatever it might be. That's not really the case anymore. You have to find ways to be able to still have that personal connection without needing to be physically next to that person. That's where the whole video interviewing conference calls comes in. You make some time out of your day, actually set up that interview, talk to that person, learn about who they are as a person, their style, their personality. You're able to not only just ask the questions and get responses, but you're able to see how is their face lining up? How are their hands moving? How do they feel comfortable? Are their shoulders up here or do they feel pretty relaxed and they're down here and they're talking with you? There's so much more about the communication between two people that can happen when you're able to see that person and have a call with them, rather than if they just email back and forth. I just put up the job post and that was it. And I hired him right on the spot. And you really want to find out as much as you can about your applicants, because it's a lot of investment to get them and it's so quick that they can leave. So you really have to make sure you're doing the right thing there. All right, recruiting strategy number 4. Applicants who seem to be a fit, assign them a skill test to test their knowledge and their ability. I referenced this earlier. This is huge. This is what we do at AutoGrow. We are actively growing our team. We are actively interested in new hires right now. We're filling a lot of different positions because our company is growing. And doing that, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for us to go and try to maybe interview every single person that applies to the position. One-on-one interview, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. And we can't get quite enough information from a simple job application. So our process and what we are adding to that is being able to have the person fill out the application and then have them do a little small skills test. Hey, how do you design a landing page? Do you know how to do this in lead pages? Do you know how to do this in WordPress, right? Digital marketing strategist, do you know how to read through some ads? What kind of suggestions would you optimize? Would you suggest? Kind of optimizations would you suggest here? What would you change about this landing page to increase click-through rates to the follow-through page? I mean, all of these types of little questions that you could ask on a skills test that won't take the other person too much time if they really know what they're doing would weed out so many of the people that are not qualified for the job. You wouldn't even have to worry about it, right? You're automatically getting in front of the right people. 82% of companies who are using some form of pre-employment assessment skills test like this, there's 82% of companies doing this. 82% of the companies are using skills tests in order to qualify their leads, their prospects, their candidates, the people who they want to work for them. You have to be implementing this part of your system. There's sites out there that you could put together a pretty quick skills test. You could put together a little questionnaire for people. You could really just implement this into your current system without that much effort. It doesn't take that much to have this skills test in place, but it makes a huge difference in your time and theirs. So recruiting strategy number 5 and our final strategy, find out if potential candidates are a cultural fit for your organization. This is huge. And this is the part that a lot of people are not that on top of. The reason being is because it's hard to find the right people. It's hard to find somebody that can do the job, that's going to fit perfectly, that gets along with everybody. It's hard, but if you are specific on the people that you are looking for and you find those right people and you keep them in your organization, that is going to be incredibly valuable and cost saving for your company. It's going to save you a ton of money because it costs a lot to invest into a new hire. It costs so much to invest into new hires. I worked in the restaurant industry for a long time. The turnover rate there was ridiculous. If you could change that by a very small percentage, it would make huge differences in your P&L statements every single quarter. I mean, it's just a big difference to try to hire somebody versus just try to maintain the same employees. And if you can keep the same employees happy and keep them going and wanting to learn more, wanting to become a bigger part of the company, that is going to, in a long-term period of time, be much more beneficial to your business. LinkedIn reports that 70% of professionals in the US today won't work at a company if it means they have to tolerate or deal with a bad workplace culture. Okay, 70% of professionals in the US are saying this. 70% do not want to work in situations where they do not feel like the workplace culture is a good one that they can really see themselves in over a long period of time. That makes sense, right? So that's exactly what we have to do, because this is the most important part of your business, whether or not you know it. When you're trying to scale, when you're trying to grow, when you're trying to find some way to get from your current level to the next step, to the next level, it's these types of recruiting strategies that are going to get you there. If you're finding the right people, if you're working with the right team, that is what's going to help. Now, that's not always going to be easy. Even if you implement these strategies, some of them still might not work, and some of them are still going to take you time. You have to go through the actual interviewing process. You do have to take some time out of your day to have these one-on-one interviews and a call, whatever have you, right? So if you're looking to avoid that, if you're looking to really sidestep that way, but still find a team that can get things done, that's exactly why we are here as AutoGrow. We are looking to delegate. We are looking to complete all of your digital marketing tasks that you can delegate to somebody else. You're trying to grow, you realize you need the help, you need the employees, but if you don't want to deal with all the hiring and the interviewing and the turnover rates and trying to find that perfect team, if you want to just jump into a system that works, that has proven results with other clients, that's what we're here. Sign up for our consultation. You can talk with me one-on-one, clarify any questions that you have about our process. We also have a $7 for 7-day trial going right now. So if you're interested in just, hey, what is the service about? What is really going on? Maybe I should try it out. That's a perfect opportunity to do so. So thanks a lot for taking the time to watch this. And I hope you learned a little bit on these recruitment strategies. Hope you take some action today, and look forward to seeing you in the next one.